Alright, so UK built destroyer battleship transport, which they put down here in Sea Zone 7. They killed the battleship, lost one fighter. I'm still bitter about not at least hitting that tank, but whatever. He took Ukraine. So the good news here, so this is a small thing, right? But it's a big thing. One, he sent this tank this way instead of coming this way, and he took his Ukraine here instead of bringing it here, where he could have had an infantry tank plus these two guys plus all his air and range of Arch here for when I try to leave Arch on G5, hopefully, to West Russia. We'll see. Not sure if we're going to be able to do that or not. I haven't looked at those odds. Probably not, to be perfectly honest, but we'll see. It's our goal. But any case, for if I decide to leave Arch and I have my Japan airplanes, I need 3 fighters here. Those 3 fighters got to be aware of UK. But if I leave, then I can leave an AA and 3, 4, 5, whatever German ground up here with the 3 Japan fighters, and all he has is fighter, bomber, fighter. So 2 fighters, a bomber, infantry, artillery, and a battleship or tank, whatever. So he's got 2 units, 3, 4, 5, and a battleship. So if I leave 4 or 5 units, 4 units, and an AA here, then it's probably not going to be worth him to attack it with UK. So UK doesn't attack, Japan flies out. I got 4 units and an AA that only Russia can attack. And again, I'm happy to trade off Russian units wherever I can with Germany. That's why I left again. You look at this, I left 12 units sitting in Karelia. He's got whatever this is, 33 units sitting here. So in theory, he could take Karelia, but he then would be stuck between these 2 stacks, which are going to hit him, and he'd lose all his units, and then I've marched right on through. Or he could try to take it profitably and try like a 10 or 11 unit hit and use his fighter, but then his fighter would have to land in West Russia where it's going to be dead zoned. Not to mention the fact that he simply has to get units back into Moscow to protect me from taking Moscow with these 26 units. So he's got to get enough back in here just to protect Moscow. So even though I understacked Karelia, it doesn't really matter here because he really can't attack it well in any way, shape, or form. So, in any case, this is going to get a little bit tricky because now he does have 3 UK transports sitting here that he's going to be trading 3 places next turn because I only got the 1 bomber, so he can send battle destroyer up to Sea Zone 3. He can bring his carrier into Sea Zone 8. 1 transport hits Northwest Europe, 1 transport hits France. So he's going to have 3 units. So he's going to start trading heavily on the front, which means I'm going to have units starting to get diverted the wrong direction now. So that's going to slow me down. So even that G9 timing is probably not going to happen, to be frankly honest. I know I'm way here. I'm on G4 saying G9 is probably not going to happen. I don't honestly know. We'll see as we get closer to it. But to me, it just feels like that's going to be a stretch because there's still a ton of Russian units. He's done a very good job of conserving his Russian units. He's conserving some Russian income by holding Japan out of here. So Russia really is pretty strong. So it's going to be a tough nut to break. But on the flip side, over here in the Pacific, the U.S. is now retreated where his nearest transports is in Sea Zone 56. So US 4, US 5 is the earliest you could get to somewhere, but the reality is we're going to kill these 2 transports and we're going to be able to put our fleet where the best he could. Yeah, I mean, we're going to dead zone Sea Zone 44 is what it boils down to. So he's not even going to be in range of islands on 5, and that's with me sending 3 fighters away for a turn or 2. I'm going to be bringing them back. So he's got a while till he's going to get established here in the Japan front and the island front, and we do have India on our side. So even though Germany's slower than I would like, I'm still feeling okay right now in the game because of how the Pacific is going and Japan is going. We do need to get some Japan ground up here because this is obviously very weak. But again, he also is very weak. So we are on Japan's turn. And I pause for just a second because as I'm looking at even these fighters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. They can't even get to C zone 44, so you can only have 2 fighters on carriers in 44. So then he could go to 52, or he could go to 59. 59 is going to be dead zone simply by my build and the fact that I'm going to be sitting here. He could send, I guess technically he could send a destroyer here and here maybe and move into 59, but not without using destroyer blocks. 52 might be loosely dead zone. Let me see what that looks like. He's got 4 fighters there. I still got a 60% shot at wiping his fleet with my plans and at 8 profit. So if he's going to want to advance forward, he's going to have to use some destroyer blocks, which I'm perfectly fine letting him use destroyer blocks. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm just pausing for a second again as I'm thinking. Because the one plan I'm planning is if I did a battleship sub to 36, I could use my transport to drop 2 infantry off here and get some guys on the land. But I'm just wondering if that's even advantage to. It's not really advantageous to have them there if I can just keep them in here, and if I needed to, then drop them later as a sacrifice. Because I mean, they'll go here next turn, or I use a transport and drop them there next turn. So that could save me a transport. I'm not sure I'd be perfectly okay with 2 transports at this point. And I got these units where I'm going to be producing and start funneling some back as still working forward too. No tanks to worry about. That's good. Okay. So I think we're going to build 3 infantry for India. Going to build 3 subs to kind of match his boats he built. And we're going to go ahead and build a bomber. And I'll match one of those planes. Not going to be doing a lot of attacking. Two, three, four, he'll be okay. So you gotta make sure you take care of them. Yeah, too much there to attack. I think that might be all our attacks. We're gonna pull the artillery back. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull the artillery back. That'll help keep this dead zone between flames and transport coming back to hit in here, so we'll be okay there. Could drive him that way. Actually, you know, if I do that, he's gotta go 1, 2, 3 to take it back. He has to take that 3v1 icky battle, or use his fighter and land his fighter in a dead zone. So he doesn't want to do either of those, right? And if he just moves all three into here, or even one, again, I'll still have my transport that could come back. Yeah, I think I'm going to make him work for it. Although he could just hit those with the air, can't he? He could just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if I was him, I would do that. So yeah, let's save him. We're gonna bring him back. I mean, theoretically he could hit here, but then he wouldn't really have great opportunity. Yeah, I think we're gonna pull him back. At least it'll be awkward for him to airstrike him. Ah, don't whiff. Where'd these bombers go to school? Ah, man, really? Golly. 2 infantry miss, 2 bomber miss. What a waste. What a waste. Do I need to put him that far out? We're sitting here. No, I don't need to put him that far out. What am I thinking? Bring him down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Still be in range of anything that anything here could hit. Next time we're going to have to push that harder, I guess. Sheesh. Alright. So I do like this C zone because I'm still able to attack these 2 C zones without a destroyer block, that is. I can attack these 2 C zones. I've got 44 dead zoned. So he's going to have to consolidate in here with some destroyer blocks or hang back here. I don't particularly want to overreact here and bring too many guys back out of India because I want to be able to push and maybe get some India income for Japan during all of this. Yeah. Let's see, we've got 1 guy here. We were dropping 2 off, is that right? So maybe I'll put one of my guys I just built on Tokyo and 2 in India for right now. So that gives me the possibility to grab 4 guys going that way if I wanted to. I like being here for this turn because if I sit here for a turn, I can grab 1, 2, 3 guys and bring them back to Philippines next turn and then transport those guys wherever I want from there. I want to put the subs on that side because he can send a destroyer. There we go.